Who's talking here? Ah, man. And my dad was 18 or 19 years old when they had me. And we went from 122nd Street to the Bronx. Where the Bronx at? We were living in the Grand Concourse in Crescent. And man, you know, I was just talking to my mom in the back, and you know, we were just going over some stories. And you know, I remember, you know, a lot of things that happened in that apartment. I was a very young child, and you know, I remember Johnny talks a lot about like his first thought, you know, in this world. And one of my first thoughts was living in the Bronx, and first memory living in the Bronx, and you know, sleeping in the kitchen with my mom because it was so cold. We needed to boil water and open up the stove and put on a coat and sleep in the kitchen. My father at that time, he's 19 years old. He was a hot boy. So, you know, and you know, I grew up here, Section 8 living, and we ended up moving to a different part of Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, where, you know, because I was 6 years old, we were able to get a 2-bedroom apartment now. So, literally just, you know, blown with the wind. And ended up going to, you know, I've always dreamed and seen myself as, the only thing I really saw myself was a basketball player. That's hilarious. Right, because, you know, God cut it short, so it wasn't happening. Went to high school. When I went to high school, I got around some guys, and all these guys ended up being some boxers. And you are who you keep yourself around. And, you know, my father kind of comes from a boxing background, just never boxed in the ring. And we end up, I ended up going to this boxing, you know, I ended up going to the boxing gym. When I went to the boxing gym, the minute I laced up a pair of gloves and got punched in my nose, I fell in love. Sounds weird. Sounds very weird to the average person. But I found something to fight for. And that's when life started to happen for me. Boxing not only, you know, taught me how to fight, but it taught me about life. And it saved my life because in this you know, in this era of, you know, I was 15 years old. You know, this era of my life, I mean, it was a lot of craziness going on, and I just basically lived in the gym. I became a gym rat, and I took it very, you know, I took it very serious. I was in that gym every single day. I was, you know, getting distracted, and then, you know, fast forward, I was working a couple jobs, and I was always the person that was stressed about even having a job and waking up in the morning. And I meet a guy named June Acosta. At this point in my life, you know, fast forward, at this point in my life, you know, I'm jumping from job to job. My last job was at FedEx. I'm working about 12, 13, 14 hours a day at this job, and I end up hearing about June through a friend on on a phone call, and you know, make a long story short, you know, I end up contacting June on social media, asking him about, you know, Vegas. I had no idea. You know, there was an opportunity attached to what he was about to show me, but I knew he traveled a little bit. I had just came back from Vegas and blown a lot of money that I didn't have. And we met, and I always say to this day, that man changed my life August 18th, 2011. One thing that I caught about June was his urgency. His urgency and his passion when he was speaking to me. And the reason why I bring that up is because people don't buy the presentation. As good as the product, you know, as good as the product that we have is right now, people are not buying the presentation. They're gonna buy you first. You gotta understand that. And I didn't buy the presentation at all. I mean, I seen the opportunity, but June looked at me and said, listen, with or without you, I'm putting 10,000 people in this deal. Are you coming with me or not? I was sold I was sold on this vision on where he was going. People follow strength, not weakness. And I'm talking to the people that want to go IMD here. People follow strength, not weakness. So if you are the laid-back person that's in this business and you're trying to figure things out, just get a little excited. Just get a little excited. Show a little passion, and you'll see how much your business will change. I always said the closing starts in an invite. Look at it. It's funny, but it ain't. So, I looked at this whip. When it came home, I was like, whoa. This is what people got whipped with? I was actually in the back trying to practice how to do it.
Gotta wet it. It's all on the wrist. That's all good.
Something like that. I did it one time in the back. Let's see one more time.
Hey.
No, I want you guys to understand. These slave owners had this down packed. It wasn't like me. So every time that came out, every time that broke their souls, every time. Every time. This is pure leather. Every time he got whipped, he said, I need to get out of here. Every time he got whipped, he grew stronger. Every time he got whipped, that vision grew bigger. I need to get out of here. I got a story to tell. He ended up escaping. Became an abolitionist, a writer, a speaker, author, a world changer. Now I tell you that because I want to know what's your whip. Because a lot of people act like it don't hurt too much. They want 6 figures a year, they want $1 million a year, they want to make millions, they want to travel the world. Most importantly, they want freedom. They want freedom. But they don't act like it. See, maybe when you see some IMDs and they may be a little too intense for you, was because they were sick of getting whipped.
Right, come on.
That's what they were sick of. What's your whip? Some people's whips, like I said earlier, is waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. What's your whip? You can't do nothing for your kids. What's your whip? Broke. What's your whip? No freedom.
Come on.
What's your whip?
Come on.
Somebody telling you when to take lunch breaks, when to go on vacation. What's your whip? Somebody not believing in you. When nobody believes in you, you gotta believe in you.
Come on.
The scariest thing about what I do is speaking. I go crazy when they tell me to speak. But you gotta face your fears and do it anyway. That's the only way to win in life. That's the only way to win in this business. Is facing your fears and do it anyway. Not being politically correct, not doing things perfect. Perfect people don't win here. The people that just do it win. So when you go back home, after getting hyped, it's the 80-20 rule of life. Most people are gonna go back and not take advantage of this promotion that we got going on. We know the numbers already. Everybody in the front knows. We've heard it thousands of times from so many people. Oh, it's go time. It's time to make things happen. But the difference between an IMD and somebody else is the person goes out and do it anyway. That's all it is, guys.
Yep.
I promise you. It's nothing special between me. There's nothing special between me and you. It's not no different. I'm not special at all. I just continue to work myself and just move with faith. That's all I do. For the people that sit in the back, my first national, I sat in the back, and I couldn't stand it. I wanted to get close to the money. I wanted to get close to the winners, to the people. I didn't want it, because for me in high school, we sat in the back, nobody did anything.
Oh, that's good.
So I needed to get closer and closer and closer. For the first time, I wanted to be in front of the class. And if I can, and if you knew who I was 8 years ago, you would look at yourself when you go home today and say, if Jay can do it, I know I can. If you'd have known June when he was working in a sneaker store, when he was in East New York riding dirt bikes, if he can, I know I can.
Come on.
Johnny Woodring, if you'd have known his life, from the hood to doing good. If he can, if Johnny can, I know I can.
Killing me.
Don't take this weekend for granted, guys. This whip, when I ordered it, tears came down my eyes. Because I looked at it and I really was thinking. And I put myself in that place. But that man had a belief strong enough, that took him out of every circumstance ever. Became a part of history. What's your whip? 2019. Make sure you remember, every time you're waking up early going to that job that you don't want to go to, you get whipped. When you can't afford something that you want, you getting whipped. When you say, I can't afford it, you're getting whipped.
Wow.
When you can't take your family on vacation, you're getting whipped.
That's good.
Let's go, Jay!
See, I don't know the kind of life that you want, but I hate compromising. I only know one way to get up out of that situation. It's going to work for myself. You're not doing this for nobody else but you. You're not doing this for the people in the front, for Wayne. You're doing this for you. Wayne is taking care of that part of the game, travel part. Josh, they take care of that part. We take care of this part. We let them do them, and we do us. What that means is, we got the easy part of the game. And you need to understand, we had the easy side of things. So with that being said, guys, make 2019 the year you stop getting whipped. Let's get it.
It's been a ride. I guess I had to go to that place to get to this one.
Best ever, boy. Best ever.
He's trying to get out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Payso, come on! Jay Payso in the house! Woo!